Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while, so I guess I'll show you the new workspace first, and then we'll get started on a project. Alright, so things are a little messy in here right now, so let me clean up and I'll take you on a quick tour. Alright guys, so I'll do a pan from left to right. So here's the left side, and I'm going to pan. Alright, I'm going to start on the left side, and I'm going to be pretty quick because you're going to see a lot of the shop in the videos to come, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. And all this stuff is from my last workspace. I just brought it into this workspace. So on left here we have the my crappy too large DeWalt grinder, my little bandsaw, mini bandsaw, sander, mini bandsaw, and up here we have some shelving with clamps and things like that. I got a cheap table saw, I forget what this is called. Miter saw, cheap miter saw, and then more shelving and stuff. There's my first frame build right there. There's my jig, and let's see, move these over here. Here's my quiet compressor. And then I got this plywood on the wall with my various tube bending and reaming and tools. My little press there. My alignment table. This is an empty argon tank. My toolbox from before, brought that back over. This is a little cart I made for oxyacetylene stuff, brazing stuff. There's my welder, my welding table from before, just the welding cart from before. I finally made some holders for my filler rod holders. Just some shelving up top here. There's the frame. Here's the frame we're gonna work on. And let's see what else we got here. And then on this side, I have the mini mill and the lathe near the door, because they're, if you notice, actually, I have all the messy things that make chips and dust and things like that near the doors, so it's easier to clean that way. And that's it. Okay, so first up we have the frame. This was the Mini Town bicycle frame. Am I in the shot? Do I need to be in the shot? I think I should be in the shot. So the problem with this camera is the screen is so small and I'm blind, so I can't see if I'm in the shot or not. All right, take two. So this is the Mini Town bicycle frame, and I pretty much got it all welded together. So what's left to do on this frame is I need to work out my cables and where those are going to go. The cable guides need to be brazed on, and of course it's completely raw and bare, so there's no components on it. As you can see, there's no seat stay bridge, there's no chain stay bridge. Yeah, so it's pretty it's not finished. All right, so the first part I'll show, these are the cranks. These are single speed cranks. Shimano single speed. They're pretty basic. These are not expensive cranks, and that's why I got them. I'm also trying to go for like a silver, maybe the frame will be all silver, or the bike. A silver color scheme with, I think, some black. So there's the cranks. And I have the grips. Just your basic, you know, rubber grips. I'm not doing this in any order. This is so this bike will have disc brakes. I'm not going to pull this out too much, but there's one of the discs here. Actually, I should grab the wheels. So the wheels have already been built. This is the front disc brake. And here is the back. So you'll notice the back has an integrated gear hub. So as you can see, these are 20-inch wheels, and if you've been following this build, if you're still here first, thank you, because it's a year later now. But if you're still following this build, these wheels are 20-inch, and this is a pretty small bike. That's why it's called a mini town bike. Shimano Pedals. I don't think I've ever taken these out of the box. So there's the pedals. These things were not cheap, but they were the only silver pedals that weren't super cheap. If there's one thing like I can't stand cheaping out on, it's pedals. Now there's a lot of really nice pedals out there that are cheap, and those are great. Like I've got some pretty low-cost PVC pedals on both my single speed bikes. But for this bike, finding silver and finding something that's not cheap, this was the closest I could get. I forget how much these cost, but they're really nice pedals. I like these a lot. These are components to either the front or the back disc brake. I'm not going to take them out. Too many parts in there. I don't want to get them lost. Same here. This is the bottom bracket. Let's see, what size is this? It's a 68. I hope that's the right size. So none of these parts have been tested, and I don't even know if I've got some of the wrong parts or not. I've not tried any of these yet. Okay, these are, what are these? Okay, these are the dropouts. Actually, these are my Paragon Machine Works slider dropouts. The hanger side. I actually don't need the hanger, so I'm probably going to chop this off right here. And when I ordered these, I could not find the version without the hanger. They were not in stock, so I just bought this, and I'll just cut that off. Here is the shifter for the IG. I don't know if this is gonna work. I hope it does. Here's the front brake levers. Whoop, what happened? Rear, front, I don't know what side's which. Doesn't matter. Seat post. I don't know what brand this is. Let's see. Sunlight. This looks like a little component for the disc brake. Chain. Handlebars. Yeah, they are. Just pretty basic aluminum handlebars. I'm gonna ride it like this. And here's the stem. And I have not oh, I have opened this. All right, and that's it. I'm not going to take out any other parts. They're all just like little random doodads and whatnot.
Three hours later.
Okay, so I only had one of these, and I know these are not the right type of screw. It's a it's a bolt, but I'm gonna use it anyway because I don't have anything else. And if I cut the hole right into the wood, this will screw in just fine. I think it's threading. Ah. So for threading this, we're gonna chase it with these bottom bracket reamers. It's essentially a reamer, it's a threader. I forget what the actual name of it is. Let's see what this says. It has writing on it. It says Park Tool USA. It has the number. and it says RH thread. RH, right hand thread, left side of bike. So if you get the cheaper ones, it's not going to, probably won't say much on it, but this actually says it goes on the left side of the bike. So like this. And it also says, yeah, right hand, meaning this way, all right? This way. And so the other side, this is the other side, and this says Park Tool USA, left hand thread, right side. So on the right side, left hand thread, meaning you're going counterclockwise. So there's the writing. Here's the other side. Okay, so the way I've done this in the past, and I don't think this is the right way to do this, is I've tried to thread it first like this, just to try to catch it. And it seems like the right way to do it. You're like, oh, okay, I can be really gentle and just try to catch the thread. And that's fine if your bottom bracket is perfectly round, all right? But this bottom bracket, I think, got a little distorted in the welding process. And so it's not going to thread in there easily. And I'm not going to try to find it this way because I'm going to probably catch the thread in the wrong way. I'm not going to catch the thread properly, most likely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the threaders on the tool, and this tool will make sure that it's perfectly aligned, and then I'll be able to catch the thread a little easier first. So the first thing we need to do before we do any of this is get some cutting lubricant in here, cutting fluid. Okay, so I got a bunch of cutting lubricant on my hands while I was lubing up the cutters, so I'm just gonna also get some on the insides of the bottom bracket. Just checking to make sure I'm putting the right ones on and I'm doing the right side. So this is the left side, and this is the right side. So I'm going to come in here like this, and this will help me guide it. Uh-oh, I got a little problem here. Okay, it's threading and it's not giving too much resistance. I can tell that that we're doing this right. If it's giving too much resistance, then you probably caught the thread wrong. This feels about right. So I'm going to come in and do, actually I should thread the other side a little, get the other side going. Now I got a little problem here. It's hitting the stand. I need to back it off a little. Okay. Get this side in there. So you got to remember, if you've got the bike, so I'm looking at the frame from underneath, and I'm turning both sides this way. So again, on the other side, you want to get this threaded, you want both sides threaded in, I don't know, at least I'd say like 2 millimeters in, 2 to 3, actually more than that, probably like 5 mil in on both sides before you start threading in one whole side. So I'm going to get this other side in just a little more. That feels about right. it feels a little bit, feels like it's giving me some resistance. So I'm gonna back out and take a look at what's going on in there, just to make sure, because you don't wanna F this up. So I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna take a look at the threads inside. Let me grab the camera. All right, here's the inside. I don't know how well you can see this, but here's the inside. And it looks pretty good to me, so none of the threads look like they're crossing over, like I'm cutting through them the wrong way. So we'll continue. I probably should have cleaned it off a little while I was outside it, but that's all right. There's like these grooves here that stick in, and that's where the chips end up. So that's gives it some space to cut, and the chips won't get in the way. Okay, so this feels good. I'm threading back in here. Okay, I hit a little bit of resistance, and that's where it's cutting. So sometimes it's a little rough, but I know that it's okay because I checked it. It's just being a little rough because it's probably pretty warped on this side. Also, when you get into a certain level, you're getting to this area right here where the chainstays have been welded to the bottom bracket, and that's where the junk on the other side is protruding, and that's probably what's happening. I'm probably cutting through that right now. So again, you don't want to give it too much full force, and you want to thread like you're normally threading a hole. You don't want to like just keep jamming at it and going and going and going. You want to kind of come in maybe a quarter turn and then come back a little, you know, and then come back in a little. So I'm gonna thread this side in fully. And then I'll hit the other side. I like to focus on one side at a time. And like I said, you want the other side threaded in, you know, about 5 mil before going at it whole on the other side. I'm gonna pull this out now, put a little more lubricant on. And the reason I'm being super careful here is these things are super expensive. I can't remember how much I paid for just the cutters alone, but they're a lot of money. I want to say like $500 or $600 for these things. So you're gonna want them to last a while, and the key to their life is plenty of cutting fluid. So I'm gonna back out, and I'm gonna put some more fluid on here, and I'm also gonna wipe off the chips a bit too. So your first reaction might be to grab, you know, your chip brush from your mill or whatever, and I'm gonna tell you, don't do that, because this has a bunch of crap and garbage on it. Just the kind of stuff you don't want to mix in with this. Just grab a clean rag and rip off a little piece like that, and then with that little piece you're going to come in and you're going to clean off your thing. Okay, I'm not going to do it here, I got to do it over here. So I'm on a more compact camera here on this angle, when you see this angle, and it's a new camera. It's a compact ZV-1, and already I can tell you the thing I don't like about it is the battery is tiny and it dies pretty quickly. And so I was turning it off to save battery life while I'm on the other camera angle. And the sucky thing about it is when I turn it back on, it forgets the zoom level I was at, which pretty much means I can't be turning it on and off, because that's just stupid. So I'm probably gonna have to get some like external battery to plug into it, so I like don't have to turn it off. All right, we're getting near the end here. I think it's safe to say you're just going to come in the whole depth of the cutter itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Actually took me a little while to get set up here because I forgot how to do this, and when I got these cutters out, I wasn't even sure if they were the right cutters. Like, I had forgotten that this is a 68 bottom bracket. Okay, feeling good. It's almost there. It's got real easy all of a sudden, which most likely means, so the thread, it's kind of if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's flanged inside and there's thread. So most likely I've gotten through all the thread, and now I'm into the middle part where it's just air. It's open space. So yep, that's what it feels like. So I am done on this side. Now I'm going to back this out just a tiny bit. And now I'm going to take this side and start threading the other side. So when I'm done with this, you're going to want to go in there and clean up inside with, in the same way, I think, with the clean rag. An old towel works best because it has kind of like those threads, those little loops. You know, it's like a rough cloth, so it can get in the grooves and clean it out pretty well. Another way is if you got a compressor, you can shoot air through there. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna take this out now. Oh, I can't remember if this is the side with the rod on it. I don't think it is. I think it's this side. Very carefully. Okay, gonna take that out. I'm gonna clean this side up now. Okay, I've got more lube on here, and I'm gonna come in here and start it up again. Again, you want to just like feel it, and it should just slide. It should just thread right on. Something you should know is that I am not a professional, so do this stuff at your own risk. Watch this video at your own risk. Like, I don't know what I'm doing really. This is only the second, is it the second? The third. So this is only the third bottom bracket I've threaded. So if I'm doing something wrong, don't do that. And anyone who's watched this channel will know that I do a lot of stuff wrong pretty frequently. And people probably see the videos and they assume I know what I'm doing and that I know everything about bikes. I'm probably the guy who, like, in the room who knows the least about bikes. Like, when I started this, I barely knew how to build a bike. And you just kind of like, do one thing at a time. Learn one thing at a time, don't rush it. And eventually you'll build up your knowledge. And I still don't know much about bikes. Like, really, like when I put the disc brakes on this thing, that'll be my first time. I've only made two single-speed bicycles. I think I'm in here. I think it's, let's see. Oh, I got a little more to go. Nope. No, we're done. Okay. Yeah, so I've only made two single-speed bicycles. And this is the only other bike with gears of gears, and not like your typical drivetrain. It's an integrated gear hub. So, yeah. I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave this threaded in just a tiny bit while I unthread the other side. And the reason is it's helping to, don't remember, there's like a rod going through here, and so if I leave this in, it'll help guide this out properly as well. Oh, wrong way. Right. All right, now I'm ready to take it out. Very gently. There we go. And this side, you're going to want to support it nice and gently with your hand so that on the way out you're not messing up the thread. Uh-oh. Okay, that didn't feel too good. I think it's all right. All right, so I'm just going to clean this up a bit and we'll come back. All right, so I lied. I'm gonna wrap it up here and pick it up in the next video. So for the next one, we're gonna get the bottom bracket on here and maybe we'll get to reaming the head tube. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one.